So let's bring in Congressman Scott Tipton, Republican from Colorado, which is pretty much a rural area. So, Congressman, bearing that in mind, the nature of your state and certain states close to you, would you support a national stay-at-home order that would force rural people to stay indoors for a month?
Actually, I support the federal system. I think our governors, our local officials, are the ones that are probably in the best position to be able to determine what's going to be appropriate for the individual states. We do have a stay-at-home order here in the state of Colorado. Impacted certainly a lot of our businesses, but the whole goal is to be able to make sure that we're doing what we can to be able to curb the spread of the virus.
What can be done specifically to help rural areas?
That's one of my primary concerns. We have fewer hospitals, fewer providers, fewer grocery stores, frankly, for our people to be able to get out and get the necessities that they need. So making sure that we have the availability of testing, that we do have the PPE equipment to be able to make sure that our providers are going to be protected while they're providing much needed health care. This is something that we need to make sure that while we focus on the major metropolitan areas, we do not forget those smaller rural communities who are impacted disproportionately many times simply based off our population.
Well, what are you short of in the constituency that you represent?
You know, we've visited with our hospitals, our clinics, our providers throughout our districts. There's still a shortage of PPEs to be able to have the equipment. We are rolling out more testing throughout our state right now, which will give us a far better, clearer picture in terms of what we're facing throughout the entire state. But it's what we're hearing primarily in our metropolitan areas as well, simply a shortage of equipment to be able to work with and to be able to make sure that healthcare providers are being kept safe.
When I saw President Trump make that speech, that statement yesterday, it really brought home, I think, to all Americans that we are all in this together, and it's going to be a very grim and tough 2 weeks. What do you make of the president's leadership at this point? I know you're a Republican, and I'm sure you'll stand by the guy, but what do you really think?
You know, I think the president's done an excellent job in terms of trying to be able to address the crisis, to be able to ramp up production in terms of what we're needing for the medical community, to be able to provide the services that are needing. We need to keep in mind, this is unprecedented. You know, some of the critiques that we've heard that we didn't have the availability of products, no one anticipated this. And so we're doing a great job, I think, under the leadership of the president to be able to get the tools that we need to be able to make our communities safe. And under the guidance of the administration and then what we're seeing at our state levels as well, it's something that we will overcome, and hopefully we'll be able to get our businesses open once again.
We're all in this together. Representative Scott Tipton, Republican, Colorado. Thanks for joining us, Scott. We appreciate it, sir. Many thanks indeed.
Thank you, sir.